When baseball fans hear the phrase 61 in 61, it could only mean one thing. Let's visit the final resting place of Roger Maris. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm visiting Holy Cross Cemetery in Fargo, North Dakota. There are two Holy Cross cemeteries in Fargo, one on the south side of the city, and the north unit, which is the one we're visiting today. The north unit is located right next to the Fargo International Airport, and just a couple of miles or so north of the Fargo Dome in North Dakota State University. This is a very large cemetery, but the grave that I'm here to visit is well marked, and I have no problem finding the grave of one of the New York Yankees' M&M boys, the great Roger Maris. Roger Maris was born on September the 10th, 1934, in Hibbing, Minnesota. In 1938, the family moved to Grand Forks, North Dakota, and later, in 1946, here to Fargo. Here in Fargo, Roger attended Bishop Shanley Catholic High School, where he played both baseball and football. In fact, Roger still holds the high school record for most touchdown returns in one game, 4. 2 kickoff returns, 1 punt return, and 1 interception return. Roger's baseball career began when he played the minor leagues from 1953 to 1956. He made his major league debut with the Cleveland Indians on April 16, 1957. 2 days later, on April 18th, he hit his first major league home run, which just happened to be a grand slam at Old Briggs Stadium in Detroit. In 1958, he was traded to the Kansas City A's, where he played until midway through the 1959 season. He missed all of the second half of the 1959 season because of an appendicitis operation. In 1960, Roger came to the New York Yankees, and it was with the Yankees that he would garner his greatest fame. During the 1961 season, Roger and teammate Mickey Mantle were both smashing home runs at a record pace. By mid-season, it became apparent that one or both of the M&M boys may break Babe Ruth's record of 60 home runs in a single season. An injury late in the season sidelined Mantle. If the record was to be broken, it would be Roger who would break it. Many in baseball, including Commissioner Ford Frick, claimed that in order for baseball to officially recognize the record, Roger would have to break it in 154 games, which was the length of the regular season when Ruth played. When the 154th game ended, Roger had only 59 home runs, and according to baseball purists, had failed to break the record. However, on October 1st, 1961, in the last game of the 162-game Major League regular season, Roger Maris hit home run number 61. His record would stand until 1998, when both Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa would hit 70 and 66 home runs during a 162-game regular season. Like Roger's record, many in baseball claim there should be an asterisk on both of their records due to the use of performance-enhancing drugs. But I'll leave that to the baseball purists to argue. Roger played with the Yankees through the 1966 season. In 1967, he was traded to the St. Louis Cardinals, where he helped the team win the National League pennant in 1967 and 1968, along with the 1967 World Series. Roger retired from baseball following the 1968 season, moved to Florida, where he went into business with his brother. He also coached baseball at Oak Hall High School in Gainesville. Their baseball field is named in his honor. In 1983, Roger was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. The disease would eventually claim his life at the age of 51 on December 14, 1985. As you can see, I'm not the only one who has visited Roger's grave. Many who come here leave mementos, like a Yankee baseball cap, and one of his baseball cards, and of course baseballs, many of which have messages written on them. It was really special to read some of the messages on these baseballs and realize that Roger Maris, one of the M&M boys for the great New York Yankees, has not been forgotten. While I was paying my respects to Roger Maris, I noticed another notable person was resting just a few feet away.
And if you walk just a few steps from the final resting place of Roger Maris, you come to the final resting place of Judge Ronald Davies.
Judge Davies was appointed to the federal court in 1955 by President Dwight Eisenhower. While serving on the federal bench, he is best remembered for ordering the desegregation of Little Rock Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1957. Judge Davies lived here in Fargo and presided over the federal court here. But in 1957, he was temporarily assigned to the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Arkansas. It was here that Judge Davies would preside over one of the most well-known civil rights cases of the era. Back in 1954, the United States Supreme Court heard the case known as Brown versus the Board of Education. The court ruled that all public schools in the United States should be desegregated. As a result of this ruling, the Little Rock, Arkansas School Board voted to comply with the ruling and desegregate Central High School. A group of segregationists led by Governor Orville Faubus, challenged the ruling and secured an injunction, effectively blocking 9 black students from attending school. The federal government appealed, and it was Judge Davies, now sitting on the federal bench in Arkansas, who nullified the injunction and ordered the school board to proceed with the integration of Central High School. Despite Judge Davies' ruling, Governor Orville Faubus deployed the National Guard under the pretense of keeping order. But in reality, Faubus and the Guard prevented the 9 students from entering this high school. The United States Justice Department requested an injunction against the governor's deployment of the National Guard. Judge Davies granted the petition and ordered that the National Guard be withdrawn. Eventually, the governor backed down and withdrew the Guard. A few days later, President Dwight Eisenhower ordered federal troops to Little Rock. Segregationists petitioned Judge Davies to have the federal troops removed, but the judge dismissed the petition, and soon after, members of the 101st Airborne escorted 9 black students into Little Rock's Central High School. Following his time on the federal bench in Arkansas, Judge Davies returned to Fargo and continued to hear cases in the federal court here until 1971, when he achieved senior status. He maintained his senior status until his death at the age of 91 on April 18, 1996. Well, I'm going to end this video here at the graves of Roger Maris and Judge Ronald Davies. I hope you found something interesting in this video. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and ring that bell and subscribe. So until next time, remember, life's a journey. Take time and enjoy it. And I'll see you down the road. So long, everyone.